Hey guys, this is Joe Saint, and this is week 1, day 3, or workout 3 of the 8-week Couch to 5K program. What you see in the background is the little workout area that's provided for us at work. It's a pretty cool little area. Not many people take advantage of it, including me. I don't know what it is about walking on a elliptical or treadmill, or it's just boring. I need to be outside moving around, keep my eyes busy. But anyway, yesterday, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, on my second workout, I managed to make all 8 runs during the 20-minute run cycle, and I'm going to shoot for 8 tonight. My knee was a little bit sore earlier today, but that seems to have faded away. My feet are feeling okay. Got myself loaded up with antihistamine, so my sinuses are dry. Although you can notice I'm coughing a little bit, so they're not completely dried up, but it should not influence with my ability to run tonight. The only thing that might hamper me is if my knee starts hurting again or one of my feet starts hurting. I think I got the breathing under control, and I got my pace down under control, so I know the more I run, the more coordinated I will get at both, and so I should become more efficient at both. It might even become easy enough to the point where I may try to extend my run. If I do well on the 8th lap tonight, I'm going to go ahead and walk that minute and a half of cool down, and then I'm going to try to run for another minute, see if I can put in a total of 9 one-minute runs tonight. And if you're wondering what kind of outfit you need to get started doing this, I mean, you can look at what I got on right here. I mean, this is my work shirt, my work undershirt. I'm just wearing a pair of off-the-shelf tennis shoes. I'm going to back up a little bit here. Don't know if that's really going to show up very well in the video, because it's going to be like a quarter screen once I shrink it down and put all the graphics up around my video. So that's just a pair of blue jeans. That's what I'm jogging in. Right now the temperature is hovering in the mid-70s in the evening, 70 to 75. Humidity is pretty low, so it's not a real burden to jog or walk around outside in any kind of clothing. So let's see what happens. When it starts getting hotter. This is March the 20th. I always got to check my watch. I've worked so many night shifts that I go to work one day and get off the next that I've completely lost track of what day of the week it is. So that was years ago, but now I don't even pay attention to what day of the week it is. Just I know when the last day of work is and when the next day I got to come back to work. Let's see what else. I had some other things on my mind. But of course, as I'm sitting here trying to remember them, they're fleeting and going away. But so far, I've progressed a whole lot faster and a whole lot easier than I had originally intended or expected myself to for basically laying off doing any type of continuous walking for 5 or 6 months. Oh, I know what it was. Like I said, this is March the 20th. This is an 8-week course. This is the first week, so I got 7 more weeks. So we're looking at maybe the first week of May when this ends, something like that, second week of May. Still won't be terribly hot around here. It'll probably be in the low 80s. Humidity's going to start going up, but I'll be jogging after 5 o'clock, so that won't be a really big deal. I'll still be in the shade and not in direct sunlight. I was walking around today around noon outside, and even though it was 74 degrees, that sun blazing down, it was hot, and I could feel my skin prickling and burning. So let me quit putting this off. I'm going to get out there and run around, and I'll check back in as soon as I'm done. Oh, it's crystal light time. I gotta say, my face looks pretty red on here because it is red. It's a little bit warmer out there than I expected. Did make all 8 laps again, but by the 4th lap, I could tell that this was going to be a tougher day than Wednesday was. I just didn't have the same energy. My coordination didn't seem to be working too well. My feet didn't want to go in the right spots. My breathing wasn't as controlled. It was still in control a little bit, but instead of my normal count to 20 or 21 during each 1 minute run for my breath control, I try to control my breath for in and out for a total of 3 seconds or somewhere around that. But normally I count to 21 and my minute's up according to the timer. Tonight I was hitting 22, 23, 24, so I was breathing much quicker than I wanted to. I was on the verge of hyperventilating on lap 4 all the way through lap 8, and when I was done with lap 8, I really lost control of my breath and was not super hyperventilating, but I was hyperventilating for a few seconds. But and this is I did do the 4 minutes out of the 5 minute cool down where I was walking at a brisk pace, and I did jog for the last minute and got that in. And surprisingly, that last 1 minute jog was easier than the rest of them, than any of the other 8. So, but I was feeling pretty tired by the end of the 8th lap, and to be honest, I would have skipped it if I hadn't said I was going to attempt it in the first part of this video. But I'm lazy that way. It would have been more trouble for me to edit out that little segment of the video and cover up my my slip of the tongue than it is to just go ahead. Since I'm already out there, just go ahead and run. I was going to have to walk back to the building anyway, back to my office, so I might as well jog it out. I thought I had hydrated myself plenty with Crystal Light before I started, but it is just a bit warmer out there tonight, and humidity is quite a bit higher. It's probably high 70s, low 80s in humidity percentage, because I'm literally just, sweat's just pouring off me right now. And last night I had one little trickle. Wednesday night I had one little trickle coming down the side. So summer is coming to Texas, and so is the humidity. I had a brief stay for a year and a half in Colorado, and I tell you, I loved that 25-30% humidity. It makes such a huge difference. The cold isn't as cold and the hot isn't as hot. But the bad thing about Colorado is static electricity. I got the crap shocked out of me. Get out of the car, zap. Reach for a can of beans on the shelf, zap. Walk across the carpet, touch a doorknob, zap. I got so mad the first year. I had to teach myself to walk around with my car keys in my hand, and I would touch the key to whatever I was going to reach for first, so I could ground myself out and discharge the buildup of static electricity. I didn't see anybody else that had the same kind of problem up there when I was looking around to see if anybody else was jerking back as their hand reached for a can of beans on the shelf. But no one seemed to have that problem but me. So everything went pretty uneventful tonight. Just did my normal jog. Feeling pretty good right now, a little bit out of breath. I'm hot and sweaty. I'll be stinky in a few minutes. If y'all have any kind of questions about anything related to this or weight loss surgery, feel free to put it below the video in the comment section. Let's see, what else is on the news front? The girl that I'm dating, she's going off to visit her parents for the weekend, and since I saw her on Tuesday night, we sat around and we have official date night on Tuesday night. She's very scheduled, so she agreed for us that we were going to have a date night on Tuesday night from now on. And we watched a movie called The Ugly Truth, which I'd seen before, but she hadn't. And if you've seen the movie, you know that the lead female character is a very controlling, regimented, scheduling, everything's listed type person, A-type personality. And I kept nudging her, saying, "Hey, see somebody you recognize in this movie?" And at one point, the lead character has this little spastic dance. I was teasing her about that too. But I also gave her a shirt that she's a certified unicorn. If you haven't looked up the Hot Crazy Women Matrix on YouTube, You really need to look it up. It's a really funny video. That's where the certified unicorns come from. And you have to watch the video to understand what a certified unicorn is, because they aren't supposed to exist. But the lady I'm dating is going off to visit her parents this weekend, so I won't see her till next Tuesday, I believe. And so to get her all evening, her weekend off to a good start, before she made it home tonight, I snuck over and I was texting with her and quizzed her about what her favorite types of desserts are. And she said she really liked German chocolate cake and double chocolate brownies. And unfortunately, the gourmet bakery here in town was sold out of both, so I had to settle for getting her a turtle brownie. If you know what a turtle chocolate is, with caramel and pecans, and they're really delicious. Well, they put this topping onto a brownie, a really big brownie. The brownie's big enough for 2 people, but I didn't have any of it. I've had other bad food this week. So I snuck over to her house before she arrived home for the evening, about a half hour before she got there, and I hung it on her back gate inside her fence so that she would see it when she pulled up. And I know she's packing tonight and she's having to cook tonight, so I just wanted to get her weekend off to a sweet start. So hopefully that made her evening. She said she liked it. She hadn't texted me back yet to tell me if she's eaten it yet or not. We'll find out. But I think this is the end of the first week. Week 1, workout number 3 is down. 7 more weeks and 21 workouts to go. Let's see how this works out. So this is Joe Saint signing off from VSG land. Keep pimping that sleeve. Oh, and before I forget, I've started putting my weight in the spreadsheet that I'm listing up above here. I'm keeping my workout schedule up there, and I added a row to keep track of my weight, because in addition to wanting to run a mile or be able to run a 5K, I also want to get down to 199. And this week I started out 209. On Wednesday I was 208 point something 6'4". This morning I was 207 point something. I wrote it down, but I don't remember what it is. It's like 207.6 or something like that. Yeah, so it's going down. It'll keep going down. I normally weigh myself twice a day, once in the morning when I first get up, and once in the evening when I get home. But officially, the morning is the only one that counts, because the morning is really the only time I really consider myself as close to being physically at the same point I was the previous day. I get up, put on my socks and put on my shirt, and I weigh myself before I drink or eat anything. So that's my baseline. In the evenings when I get home, there's too many variables. I could have drank 16 ounces before I got home. I could have walked a couple miles and not drank anything at all. I could have eaten something extra salty for lunch, and that kept some extra water weight on me. So I don't really freak out if my weight changes dramatically from morning to evening. Usually it's between 1 pound and 2 pounds, but I know that'll be gone by the next morning after I've gone to the bathroom a few times. So a lot of people say, don't weigh yourself but once a week, and I like to keep myself in check and really keep a more abreast of what my weight is like. I don't let it freak me out. If it goes up a bit, I just tighten down on my diet and my exercise. Just pay a little bit more attention to it, and it doesn't take anywhere near the effort and willpower that it was pre-surgery, where I knew that it was just such a mountain to overcome, that constant craving and hunger. And being overweight, even wanting to move and exercise was really difficult. So that was like a little epilogue, I guess. Once again, this is Joe Saint drinking my Crystal Light, and I may have a Crystal Light Tequila Rita tonight when I get home. Keep pimping that sleeve.